Hi everyone, Marianne here. I am back with DESTASH Blowout Sale video number 2. I have 4 more flat rate envelopes that are packed and ready to go. And I've been packing these full, just as full as I can get them. What I would love to hear is your comments on whether you like these packed as full as I can get them. Would you like to see flat rate boxes, which are larger and would hold more, but still be free shipping where I would cover that? Or would you like to see flat rate envelopes that have less in them so that the price is less? As it is, these flat rate envelopes are at the most, they're half price of retail. I just need to move this stuff out. I have no room, no space to work at all. So these 4 envelopes are very different from the first 4. If you've watched the first video, if you haven't, watch video number 1, because there are 4 flat rate envelopes full there. And the ones I'm going to show you today are very different. Okay, so this is flat rate envelope number 6 that I'm going to show you first. Let's see if I get it right where you can see it. Flat rate envelope number 6. The product in this envelope retails $363. DESTASH price is $175 with no shipping cost to you. All of these products are brand new, unused, not even taken out of their packages. So obviously, I mean, these are, I'm not making any money on this. I'm not even recouping what I've spent on this DESTASH blowout. What I really need is just to make some space because I can't function in an overcrowded space. And my new studio is so much smaller than the old one. So let's look at flat rate envelope number 6. This is a fun one. All 4 of these they're very different from the first ones. Okay, so this one starts with a We Are Memory Keepers nesting dies, Starburst. And so there's 7 different size stars in there. Who can't always use stars? Here is Sizzix. It is a stamp and emboss. So it's a background stamp. Those are great because you can stamp the whole background and then you can do additional things on top of it. But this also has the embossing folder that embosses your stamped area. So you can stamp your design and then emboss the exact same design. So that's cool. Here is Prima. Cling stamp. This one is Eve. Hopefully you can see her with her long flowing hair and flowers. I can think of lots of ways to use that. All right, we have a Spellbinder's stamp and die set. The stamp says we make a good pair, and the dies are for pairs, obviously. So you can put together a really cute card with that. Here's a Hero Arts stamp and matching die set. They even include with it 1 copy of the dice so you know exactly what it looks like. Let's see if I can get that to move over at all. Apparently not. Well, you can tell. You can see that that's love. And then the stamp also says, let's see, one says sending you all you need is love. Oh, sending you. They're 2 separate ones. Sending you, you could put it with the love. All you need is love. Love you. You and me, XOXO. Love you more. Love you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. That's a fun one. I have another one of that. I have multiples of a lot of these things. So, but I haven't even taken mine out and used it yet. I think I'm going to have to because that's really, really cute there. Okay, here is a Sizzix. And there's several of these that are the talking tags. This is a Sizzix stamp with a bonus die. Embossing folder with a bonus die. So these are snowman. It's called snowman number 4 because they have several that have snowman in them. But the standard size embossing folder, and then there's small ones. This one's a medium. It's a Nordic label. and then there's 2 small ones and 2 different Nordic houses, and then you get the bonus of the Christmas tree die. Here's a die-zyre. These are awesome. This has 5 metal dies in it, and it does the butterflies and the border, and it's 1 strip border, so you can see that there would be a lot of ways to put that together and use it. But butterflies are really awesome. It's got the butterfly inside, and then there is the outside ridge, which is completely separate. Does that make sense? So you can emboss and cut the pieces of the die of the butterfly, but then this die also cuts out the entire thing. But if you didn't want the design in it, you could use just the border and just cut out solid butterflies to use. We use butterflies in everything, on everything. Okay, here's a Spellbinder Shapeabilities, mirror, mirror. Lots of things you can do with that. That center die comes out of there as well, so you can I would cut that out of, foil or a foiled paper and then put it on top of there so you get that nice shine. A Spellbinder Shapeability die lights, love notes, music notes with the hearts on the bottoms. That's a really cute one. Like the ink all over my hand. Oh, I almost got all of it off. And I've been using my fingernails as tools. Technique Tuesday, the whole set of clear stamps. This is an awesome one. It's a lot of stamps. It's called Undeniably Smitten, and it says it right there. You've got some little designs, all kinds of different hearts, envelope. Love you always and forever. You're always in my heart. P.S. I love you. I liked you before you were cool. You're the love of my life. Sending love your way. Completely in love with you. You are my person. All of me loves all of you. It was always you. I like you. And the arrows. That's a fun one. Okay, here is a die-zyre die, which is about almost 3 inches, a little over 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches, and it is a gazebo. That's an adorable one. And another small die-zyre, 6 dies in this one, metal dies for the bird and the nest. So there's mama bird and baby bird, and all the parts and pieces, the eyes and the wings and all of that. Here is a Studio G clear stamps. This says, thinking of you, love you, the heart. The world always looks brighter from behind a smile. Just a nice, simple stamp to add on to anything. And spread these out so I don't end up with a pile that topples. Okay, here's a Spellbinders Designer Series Market Fresh. It's called Aren't You Sweet, and it's got strawberries and the leaves variety. These are the background leaves right here, and then the tops of the strawberries right here. Even the stem, that's a better picture. The stem and the cherry. Here's the cherry, and here's the stem. So all those, I mean, there's 10 dies in there, so everything. Another Spellbinders Die Delights, and this one is called Sweet Wish, and it is the cupcake. It is 7 dies, so it's got the cupcake and the word wish in it. Here is a Spellbinders Celebrations. This is 4 dies. You, me, Mrs., Mr. I don't have to tell you what you can do with that, because you know all kinds of things you can do with that. Here's a die-zyre. Edgeables. Edgeables are so fun. This one is Let It Snow. And you can put these on the edge of cards and make them stick up off of the card. Those are, see, if this was your card right here, that part that says let it would be up above the card, so it cuts out of the card and lifts up, and then the snow is in the card. So those are really cool. Lots of fun. Here is stamps. This is a stamp set. It's a save the date. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs., you and me, and the cute little bride and groom and the ring set. So 7 stamps in there. Clear polymer stamps. Here is, oh, this one's so cute. This one is called, does it have a name? Does it have a name? I don't know, but it's 13 stamps and then the die. See the pill Take a pill, take a chill pill. You can do it. There's a small pill, the large pill. The large pill is doing yoga. So you could put that on the card and take a chill pill as your sentiment. Get well and Om and soon chill. So that's just a fun one. And here's a Darice embossing folder. And this is exactly what it ends up looking like when it's embossed. But St. Patrick's Day will be coming up soon in March. And so there's your St. Patrick's embossing folder. Here is a Spellbinder Celebrations, another clear polymer stamp set. This has got cool leaves. Those look cool. They don't look like much here, but when you actually see them done on colored paper, they're really cool flowers. My friend, thank you. A special gathering thinking of you. I like this one. You complete me, and I love you, with the boy and girl sheep. Together is the nicest place to be. You make me feel brand new, just the two of us. Here's a friend one. You've been such a wonderful friend. Nice stamp to add to any card. Here's another favorite. I don't know if I have more of these. I still have boxes that I haven't opened, but I know that in the past, I've had a lot of requests for these, and I've sold probably at least a half a dozen, so I don't know how many I have left. But this is Tim Holtz Alterations, Movers and Shapers. It's a repositionable magnet die, and so if you have the magnetic sheet that you can run through your embossing machine, this will stick to it so it stays in place, which is really cool. But you've got the flag and you got the star, so that'll be fun for the patriotic holidays coming up soon. And here's an Artsy that again goes with all the different die cutters, and this one has the cactus. Oh, Miss Jeff, this might be one for you to look into. This has all the different cactuses. It says hello here, and the dies. So you stamp the cactus, and then you can die cut the cactuses out. That's a cute one. All my friends in Arizona, take a look at that one. Here is a die called Gifts 2, and it is 2 gift boxes. And they don't say anything, and they aren't specific to any holiday. I like that. I have one for myself as well, because they can be used for birthdays, Christmas, Mother's Day. I mean, anytime that you give a gift, it doesn't even matter. So these are the Sizzix. What do they call them? What do they have a name for these little tiny ones? Embosslets. That's what they are. Embosslets. And so that's not the open metal die that you typically see, those of you who use the Sidekick, the Big Kick, the Cuttlebug, all of those things. But this is the super thin one, and this will go through those machines. I have a Cuttlebug and an Evolution, and both of those are hand crank ones, and I use it. I use all these thin ones through my Cuttlebug. It's probably my favorite, so I just put them through there all the time, but it works on both of them. Here's another one, same thing. It's a nice thin one, and it will go through any of those machines, and it's a Sizzix Penguin with a candy cane. Here is a Spellbinders Inspire called Twigs Unite, and it's twigs almost in the shape of antlers there. You could add leaves onto it. There are some leaves, though it'll cut out just like that. So then you could color them green or add green leaves on them. And a Quick Cuts die. This is a We Are Memory Keepers, which is the candy cane, which is about 2 inches, about two by 2 is the size of that die. And a bunny on a cupcake. Of course, Easter will be coming up, so you can make some cute Easter cards with that. So, okay, so that, I should have been sticking them in here as I did them. While I'm putting those away, that is flat rate envelope number 6. Again, retail $3.63, and that's conservative retail. I know that at some locations things are sold much higher, but I went with the retail, like this, here's a retail at Hobby Lobby, $14.99 on that. So Destash price $175 and free shipping. I will ship internationally as long as my international friends are willing to pay the difference between this flat rate envelope and whatever it costs to ship to your country. You know your country probably better than anyone, so I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, happy to ship international if you pay the difference. I'm with these prices, I will pay the flat rate shipping of this envelope within the United States. Okay, this one is flat rate envelope number 5. This one has a retail of $304 and the Destash price $149 with free shipping. So let's take a look at number 5. All 4 of these envelopes in this video number 2 are very different from each other. In fact, one of them I know is full of Disney and Pixar things. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to set this over here and see if I can't put them in it as we go this time. Okay, here's a Spellbinder shapeability. You saw this in 1 or 2 of the packs in the first video. It's a popular one, and I have several of them. This might be the last one. I might have one more. But it is, does it have an actual name? I'm sure it does, but I can't see it always when I'm in a hurry. But it's basically the bridal one. There's the bride and the cake and the champagne glasses, and then dies to cut them all out. So, you know, got your decorations and your hearts, and there's dies to cut out each of those things. So you can stamp and you can cut them with the dies and do all kinds of stuff with that. Here is Doodlebug Design. This one is called Tutti Frutti, and it says sweet, and it's got watermelon and cherries and apple and strawberries and dies for all of those. And these are the thin metal dies, so you stamp and you cut, and you can, you know what you can do. I don't need to tell you what you can do with these. You know what to do with them. You just need to know what they are in the pack so you know which one you want. Sliding all over the place here. Okay, this is another Doodlebug, and this one is called Love. I've got the 4 letters here, each in its different designs, a couple of flowers, leaves with the same different designs in them, and dies to cut out every one of those. So 11 stamps, 11 dies in that pack. Here's a Sizzix. This one is 2 embossing folders with a bonus of Snowman number 8. Isn't he cute? So this embossing folder is, make sure, yeah, it felt thick, like there was even more than 2. I wanted to make sure. This is the gingerbread man down here, and then this is Nordic flowers. So you get both of those embossing folders, and then the bonus die, which is the snowman. All right, speaking of Sizzix, 2 of my absolute favorites of all time. These are Tim Holtz, some of Tim Holtz characters. I'm going to get this closer so that you can see. See, this is the goat, and it's the epic goat. I hope I'm getting that. We're in frame where you can see. Boy, I should go back and look at these and just make sure. Hopefully I'm getting it in there. So you've got the stamp of the epic goat, and then you've got the dies to cut him out and chewing on his piece of hay there. And then you've got the ostrich, six dies and 2 stamps over here. There's what the ostrich looks like. But the ostrich is cray, just cray. These are so fun. If you cut out the hat and, you know, the scarf, the glasses, the ostrich head, everything. So those 2 are fun, and they retail at 13 bucks a piece. So those, I love those. I like a lot of Tim Holtz's humor stuff. Okay, sliding. Here is a rubber stamp. Wrinkles merely indicate where smiles have been. Happy birthday. That's a nice birthday sentiment. And here is a stamp of a sleeping kitty cat, if you are a cat person. Cutting die, this one's from La La Land Crafts, and this is Sunburst. Here is another Stampendous sentiment: keep Christmas in your heart all year. My sentiments exactly. Here's another Desire metal die. And, okay, so here's how it is. It swirls like this and has the flowers up there. And so they show it there, but turn around the right way. This is what you get. And you can put it on the edge of a card and get that design out over the edge, and then you can put a backer behind it of a different color and really show that off, or something metallic would be cool. Here's an Artsy Stamp and Cut. So you've got stamps with different snowflakes, and the sentiments say, believe in the magic of Christmas, it's Christmas time, and let it snow. And then you've got 5 dies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dies to cut everything out there. All right, Stampendous. Here is a stamp of the manger scene, a nativity, with just the lambs, Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. Excuse me, just got a frog climbed in my throat. Here's a happy birthday with the cat eyeballing that cake. Rubber stamp. Couple more stamps here. A Stampendous, wishing you a day that's wrapped in sweet surprises. Here is a Stampendous clear stamps, and these are, do they have a name? I don't remember if it has a name, but it's these are some of those that are really nice to stamp on something and then fussy cut them out and use them as a background for something else when you just need something behind it. Because these two also make really good, when you're doing mixed media, they just make really good texture. So sometimes you just have to add some texture, some movement in your piece. That's a really nice one for that. Inkadinka-Doo, kind of the same thing. These work in so many ways, great for texture and movement. These are cling stamps. I like the green. I always know where Inkadinka-Doo is. You know, it's always easy to spot. But kind of little flowers, but they're hearts. You know, just some greenery, some vines. You know, sometimes when you're doing something, you do a stamp or you do a card and it needs just a little something else, you can take a stamp like this and stamp it a couple of ways and get greenery growing here and there, and it just completes your piece. Another Inkadinka-Doo. This one, sentiments say, whipped up a good recipe, dinner time is family time, and from the chef's kitchen. So if you regularly give out recipes, put this on the recipe card, from the chef's kitchen, and sign your name to it. Make sure your name goes out with all of it, and so you'll be getting credit. Here is another stamp and emboss. This is a cool one. It's a Sizzix, and the stamp is a background stamp. So when you stamp it, you get this whole like holly leaves background with the swirl designs. And then you can run it through the embossing machine with the embosser and emboss what you just stamped. So those are cool when they give you both together in one pack. This is a Sizzix Thinlits, and it is the wreath. Can you see the little green wreath inside? They have put it on, let's kind of see it there. They've put it on one of those, a little raw bark tree limb piece. So you can see that you cut that out inside. It will cut out the insides of those leaves and berries, and then you can even cut out little berries here maybe out of red or white, depending on what you want to make it be, and then you can put those right on top of there if you did the main thing out of green, and then you've got the outside die to cut the whole wreath out. So see, they did some red and some cream colored there. Okay, did you know that holly berries are red and mistletoe berries are white? All right, this is the cat's pajamas, clear cling stamps. It says, good friends, share the remote, pass the popcorn, cry at the same movies. So you could you know, create something for somebody that said, good friends cry at the same movies, good friends pass the popcorn, etc. Here is a Sizzix Vintage. It gives you this, this is really cool. This is the actual size here, and it's Navajo textile. So you're going to, whatever you put through it, you're going to get Navajo textile. So if you took some, oh shoot, what's the paper called? The paper that has a white core and the brown surface, and you put that through the embossing folder and got this nice Navajo textile, and then you took a really fine sandpaper and sanded over the top of that to take off just the very surface of that embossing, you would have the cool contrast of the embossed area coming through, grungy, kind of vintage looking through your paper. So those are really fun to use. All right, another Sizzix embossing folder. This one says Explore. So if you know somebody who loves to explore, fun things you could make with that. And the last piece in this one is an Inkadinka Do stamp set called You Make Me Smile All Over My Face. These are kid quotes. All you need in life is a friend who has chocolate. If you're feeling blue, try painting yourself a different color. And it has the name and age of the child who said it. How many fingers are you? Getting married means sharing your toys. A child at a wedding said that. Count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms. And you make me smile all over my face. I think that's my favorite. Really like that one. Okay, so that was flat rate envelope number 5. Retail of $304. Shaking that all over the place. Destash price $149, including shipping. So remember that my email address, maryannscraftdesign@gmail.com, will be down here in the notes in case you don't remember it. But all you have to do when you see an envelope that you want is email me and say, I want number 5, I want number 2, I want number 3 and 6, whatever it is. And I will go by time and date stamp of when the emails come in. First email in to claim an envelope will get it. I think that's about as fair as I can be. I am not putting these through Etsy, so I don't have those extra fees because I wanted to make them as cheap as possible. And I think half price, or some of them are quite a bit less than half price, is pretty darn good. So I didn't want to include those extra fees. So you email me that and then I will invoice you. Now, if you know that you want 1 or 2 or whatever, however many, but you get paid on the 1st, or you get paid next Friday, or whatever it is, please just tell me. I'm super easy to work with. Just email and say, this is what I want, this is when I can pay, or, you know, this is what